Hi guys, what's up? How you all doing? Welcome back again to another very interesting video from the Poland. It's titled Why Western Visitors Are Shocked How Clean Poland Is. We're going to be seeing this firsthand from someone who lives in Poland, and he's going to be talking about how clean Poland is. We probably would see a few streets. I've seen a few videos, and I think I've said it once or twice on this channel that Poland is very clean, very clean. I'll read a quick description here. Why are so many Western visitors surprised by how clean Poland feels the moment they arrive, from spotless city centers and well-maintained public transport to tidy streets and strong cultural habits around cleanliness? Poland consistently leaves travelers impressed and sometimes genuinely shocked. In this video, we explore the real reason behind Poland's reputation and cleanliness. So there's a reason behind the cleanliness, really. Is it strict regulations, cultural expectations, post-communist urban transformation, or simply everyday habit passed down through generations? You discover how polished cities compare to Western Europe, why public spaces are taken seriously, and what visitors often misunderstand about daily life in Poland before they arrive. We also look at how local attitudes towards shared spaces, cycling, public transport, etiquette, and urban planning contribute to a cleaner environment, and why many tourists say Poland feels safer, calmer, and more organized than expected. Whether you are planning a visit, considering moving to Poland, or just curious about cultural differences between East and West, this video explains why experience surprises so many foreigners. I'm sure you guys will enjoy this video. Let's quickly see this video together.
Why do so many Western visitors land in Poland and quietly admit they didn't expect it to look like this? Clean streets, orderly neighborhoods, renovated city centers, public transport that feels calm. There's a pattern happening. Tourists arrive expecting one version of reality. And encounter something completely different. And this isn't just about appearances, because the surprise says less about Poland and more about how the rest of Europe sees it. By the end of this video, a deeper reason behind this cleanliness shock will become clear, and it connects to history, culture, and timing in a way most people never consider. A traveler arrives in Krakow expecting worn infrastructure. Instead, restored facades, tidy public squares, functioning trams. Another lands in Wrocław expecting post-industrial grit. Instead, river boulevards, manicured green space, pedestrian order.
Very clean.
Even in a heavily industrial region like Katowice, expectations of soot and decline often collide with business districts, cultural zones, and maintained public areas. The reaction is rarely loud. It's usually quiet. A pause, a recalibration, because something doesn't match the mental picture. And that mental picture didn't come from nowhere. For decades, East and Central Europe existed in Western imagination as a single visual category: gray, worn, chaotic. This image formed during the Cold War and lingered through the turbulent 1990s. And here's the key: images in the public mind update slowly, much slower than reality. When Poland entered the European Union in 2004, transformation accelerated, but perception did not. So when someone visits today, they're not comparing Poland to modern Europe. They're comparing Poland to an outdated memory of transition era Europe. That gap between memory and reality creates shock. But there is something even more interesting beneath it. Because Poland didn't just catch up. Poland modernized at a completely different moment in history. Many Western cities went through their biggest urban expansion during the 1950s to 1980s. Then came decline, factories closed, suburbs pulled people away, budgets tightened, maintenance slipped. Urban grime became normalized. In cities like Paris or Brussels, infrastructure often aged faster than it was renewed. Poland's major renewal came later, much later. Large-scale modernization happened in the 2000s and 2010s, an era already shaped by modern waste systems, urban design knowledge, EU funding, environmental planning. Instead of managing decline, cities were designing growth, and that changes everything. Pause for a moment. What does a city look like when its biggest investment wave happens in the 21st century instead of the 20th? Exactly. Cleanliness isn't just municipal, it's social. Walk through residential stairwells, look at shared courtyards, observe public transport behavior. There's an unspoken expectation. Shared space reflects shared responsibility. In many Western urban centers, public space is often treated as someone else's job.
Yeah.
In Poland, the boundary between public and personal pride tends to blur. And this shows up in small daily behaviors, tidying after use, respecting shared infrastructure, quick reporting of damage. It's subtle, but across millions of interactions, it adds up, and visitors feel it immediately. Not just visually, but atmospherically. This leads to another unexpected factor. In parts of Western Europe, graffiti evolved into identity, art rebellion, urban voice. In Poland, outside designated spaces, graffiti often remains associated with vandalism rather than expression. That cultural framing matters because tolerance levels shape outcomes. Where vandalism is normalized, it spreads. Where it's discouraged, it fades. And the difference becomes visible within months, not decades. Now here's where things become more emotional, because infrastructure alone doesn't create the reaction visitors describe. There's something psychological happening too. Surprise is rarely about absolute quality. It's about contrast. A visitor arriving from a city dealing with strikes, aging transit, long repair cycles, walks into an environment where problems appear to be addressed quickly. Grass trimmed, pavement repaired, transport running predictably. Even mid-sized cities like Rzeszów or Lublin often feel more orderly than their population size would suggest. And order creates a perception of calm. Calm creates a perception of safety. Safety creates trust. And trust changes how a place is experienced, not just seen, but felt. Quick thought. Have visitors ever commented on how put together things feel? That's not accidental.
It's intentional.
Some European cities actively market their quality of life. Vienna promotes livability. Copenhagen promotes sustainability. Poland rarely markets cleanliness as identity, which keeps expectations low. And low expectations amplify surprise. Discovery always feels stronger than confirmation. Western surprise isn't really about spotless sidewalks. It's about outdated mental maps, different modernization timing, cultural expectations around shared space. When transformation happens recently, it reflects current standards, and when responsibility is socially reinforced, maintenance becomes normal. The result? Visitors don't just notice cleanliness, they notice order. And order quietly challenges assumptions that were never updated. If this perspective shifted how Poland's cities are seen, even slightly, consider sharing this video so others can take a second look. And if deeper insights into how perception shapes reality sound interesting, subscribing helps keep the conversation going.
There's this thing they say, people say, especially tourists. You hear these things that like the part of UK people will not show you. Oh, the ghetto part of America, nobody shows you. You know those that kind of stuff. I want to ask, is there like a part of Poland where like the poor, say where the poor people live, I think that's the word, like a neighborhood where, or is every part, every nook and cranny, every part of Poland neat, clean, orderly. You know what I'm talking about, because this video just explains that apart from it being like a norm, it comes from history. Now when say a tourist is coming from another country, and you know they maybe you already have your head that I'm not expecting so much, because of course the country that has to be that where was rebuilt a few times, you know, I'm not expecting too much. But I mean, I've heard of Poland, but not so much. And then you get there and you are shocked at how intentional they are about their cities. You'll be very shocked, even public spaces. And you know, I'm watching this video and I'm realizing that it's in the people. Like it is a normal thing to them. They know how to take care of public spaces. You enter a public transport and you see everywhere is clean. Apart from it being like somebody's job, they also feel it's also a point of duty to make sure that they clean up after themselves, to make sure that their environment is clean. And that is the only mindset you can have to have a well put together community like this. Because even in public spaces, people might just feel like, well, it's somebody's job to do it. But if everybody feels like it's my responsibility to clean up after myself, do you understand? It will make it better. Do you understand? But I feel like I've said it a few times because I've seen a few videos and I was commenting about how clean Poland is. And I remember I was talking about it in that video, that isn't just the parts they are showing in this video that is this clean, or every part in Poland. And I've seen a few people talk about how clean Poland is. Now this video just, you know, goes ahead to prove, you know, the point, talks about the history, talk about the people and how it is ingrained in their personality, like in their person, like it's a normal thing for them. So like cleanliness is like their second personality. So you can see it in every aspect of their way of life. Public spaces, a clean environment, a clean neighborhood, you enter public buses, everywhere is clean, and it tells so much about the people. You know, anyway, I would love you guys to drop your thoughts about this. If you've been to Poland and they're like, oh, there are some parts of Poland that are not as clean as everybody, please let us know in the comment section. And you're a Polish person and you have one or two things to say about this, or you won't have one or two things to contribute to this conversation, would really appreciate it. Please go ahead in the comment section, drop your thoughts, make sure you subscribe, you like, you share this video with your friends, especially the ones that want to visit Poland this summer. Send this video to them and subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.